So Q4 is coming up, it's right around the corner, and there's some big and really important promotional periods. As we all know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and getting into the holiday season. So today I have Denis with me. In this video, some points we're going to cover is how to structure your offers and build the foundation of Q4, how to set up your ad account that aligns with your business objectives. So actually setting up your campaigns and optimizing in a way that's getting you closer to your Q4 goals. We're going to also talk about how you can deal with competition. Denis is going to break that down for you, and that's especially important on Google Ads. That's why he's on this call as well. And we'll also give you some inspiration and break down some creative strategies and actually show you some really good creatives so that you can apply that to your own ads and your own creatives during Q4. So in this video, we only have a certain amount of time, but there's a lot more we could be covering. So me and Denis have collaborated on building out a worksheet for Q4 that you can access by clicking the link in the description of this video. We'll send that right to your inbox, and there you will have a bunch of checkpoints. So there's a checklist and some resources. We're going to refer to that throughout the video, but make sure you go and get that before your competitors do so that you can win this Q4. Why should you even listen to us? Why should you spend your minutes watching this video? Me and Denis have 13 years combined experience in performance marketing. Denis has a huge following on his LinkedIn, posting super valuable Google Ads stuff. I've been following him for a while. We're also friends. So he helped me with some clients and helped me with some strategy. And you can definitely trust in his tips and strategies. And please go ahead and find a link to his LinkedIn profile in the description as well. You would definitely want to follow him if you want to get the most out of your Google Ads. Denis, please give the viewers a little bit of an introduction to who you are and why they should listen to what you have to say in this video.
So thanks for having me. I really think that whenever advertisers choose to optimize both Meta and Google for the Q4 season, it's a 1 + 1 is 3 effect, because you can have the first interaction on Facebook and remarket them in Google Ads, and the other way around if you have a consistent message. A little bit about me. I've been working Google Ads ever since I started working full-time. First 6 years at an agency where I had a broad portfolio of serving big banks, the biggest car brands, and 8-figure e-commerce stores. And since 2.5 years, I've been serving my own clients. I focus mostly on big e-commerce clients, and by big I mean they have a spend of at least 40K per month in Google Ads, because working with big data clients allows more buying power, more experiments, better utilization of tools, external tools.
All right, let's get right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, which I think is one of the most important things to prepare for, is actually building out your foundation with your offer. Like, what are you actually going to promote during Q4? The best offer has the ideal combination between 3 components: perceived value, lifetime profit, and scalability. So we'll now go ahead and break this down for you. That being said, I do think most business owners, I would say like 99% of established business owners, will kind of understand what offer will be the most effective for them, because you understand your target audience, you understand based on historic data what's been working well for you. So definitely remember that this is not a time period for testing something brand new. You want to run with what is proven to work, proven concepts. But still, again, when you're setting up your offers, you want to make sure that you're ticking off all these three boxes, these 3 components for structuring your offers. Now, one thing to consider when you structure your offer as well is, what is your actual business objective for Q4? Are you going for first order profitability, or are you leaning more towards a long-term approach and capitalizing on lifetime profit? And are you also trying to just win over a lot of market share during Q4? These are 2 different things. And of course, it doesn't need to mean you need to choose one or the other, but every business is going to be somewhere in between the 2. And that has a big impact on how you structure your offers as well. Denis has a really good example that I want him to talk about.
So as you mentioned correctly, some products are products that you keep on buying every single time. And for the example I have today, that is the case. Within the Google Ads account, we have a ROAS of only 300%, which is in many cases of e-commerce advertisers, there won't be sufficient to be profitable if you only look at the actual ROAS within the Google Ads account. That's the reason why it's very important to leverage tooling like Lifetimely. And that's the screen you see right now shows a screenshot from the actual tool, because that shows you what the lifetime value is of the customer after their initial purchase. And the value and the ROAS you only see in Google Ads is based on that initial purchase. If I only have a 300% ROAS within Google Ads, and would really optimize only for that initial purchase, I would miss out on a lot of revenue. As you can see on the image, after 6 months after their initial purchase, the value of the customer, the average customer of this business has spent 140% more or on top of the value that came in with the first order. Very important in this slide is also the NCAC, which is the price to get in that first customer. Because if you only look at the cost of a new customer with the first order, and you don't take into account the profit that comes after 6 months in this example, you would miss out on a lot of extra revenue. As mentioned, 140% additional revenue on top of the value of their initial purchase. If you break that down even further on product level, you see something very interesting, because as you see in on the screen, product C, for example, is one of the fan makers, as I would like to call them. Because whenever that product is the first order, there's a 43% chance that they buy another product within 6 months, resulting in 150% increase. So on top of their initial purchase value. So that is really a fan maker, and you would really want to double down on that product in your advertising. If you compare it to another product, for example, product J, you see that only increases after 6 months by 22% on top of their initial order. So the first order, for example, the order value of the product J is 205, and after 6 months, the average lifetime value of people who started with a product is only 250, which is a 22% increase. So that is definitely not a fan maker. What is also interesting in this slide is that the color gradient indicates how fast people are coming back after their initial purchase. So you also see there's a big difference between products of how much time it will take them to come back for another purchase. So product G, for example, which is also a fan maker, much of the lifetime value comes in at the 3rd month after the initial purchase. So this way you know which products makes people come back, but also when they come back. So here on the next slide, you see something which is also really important to better understand the lifetime value, because you know what product makes them come back. You know when they come back. You also want to know, and that's another important element, is what are they going to buy next? And if you look at the product flow chart, you see that for this specific client, 70% of the customers comes back to buy the exact same product. For this business, we also work with products which can be categorized as follow-up products. So this client sells baby milk formulas. They keep buying the same product until their infant reaches a new stage. For example, whenever they have surpassed the 12-month age, they need to buy the follow-up milk, which is called stage 2 instead of stage 1. 70% buys the same product and 30% buys the follow-up product, which is the follow-up milk. So if you look at this flowchart, you know what they will buy next. And this, in combination with knowing what they bought first, when they're coming back, and what they're going to buy next, you have razor sharp input for your dynamic remarketing, and obviously also for your personalized email marketing. I don't have any stakes in Lifetimely, even though I use it in all my all the slides I just showed. I'm just a very big fan.
And for those who don't know what Lifetimely is, it's a software that helps you find the data that Denis just talked about. So to wrap up the lifetime profit, or LTV component of your offer structure, you can now kind of see why it's so important to understand what is the LTP or LTV based on different SKUs that they come in with and different offers they come in with, and why it's so important to understand so that you know which product or which offer to lead with in your promotional campaigns. Now, the next two components of your offer is perceived value, which ties more into the consumer psychology or the emotional aspects of an offer. It's how valuable it feels for the customer. You can have one offer that says buy one, get one 50% off, or you can have another offer that's buy two, get one free. For the business, the bottom line for these two offers are the same, but the perceived value is different, because with the one offer you actually get a free item. And if you've been in clothing stores, you've probably seen this offer many times. It's very, very common to run, and the reason is it's super effective. People love to get free stuff. That's super important. We're not going to get too deep into all the different ways you can increase perceived value. We have a bunch of examples in the worksheet, so again, remember to click the link in the description to get that. The last component of the ideal offer is scalability. Now, this ties into how effective your offer is and how many units you can sell. So how big is your market and how many units do you have available? If you don't have a big enough market that this offer is relevant for, or you don't have enough units to sell, then you're not going to be able to scale and probably won't reach your Q4 goals. So all these three components are extremely important in structuring your offer, and it makes the foundation of your Q4 marketing plan. But I think, again, most business owners probably have a pretty good understanding of what offer to lead with, but make sure you dig into it and make sure you have a plan and a strategy strategic approach to setting up your offer, because it ties into everything else that you do. So the next thing we're going to look at is how you align your ad account setup with your Q4 business objectives. So how do you actually set things up in your ad account, both on Meta, but also on Google, which Denis will touch on, to reach your Q4 goals. So understanding if you're going to first order profitability or lifetime value, you want to understand this so you can set the correct bid, or at least understand how much you're willing to spend to acquire new customers. So that's really, really important when you set up your campaigns. And another thing to note is when you set up your bid during a time-limited promotional period, such as Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's not a lot of time to let cost-controlled bid strategy optimize and figure out how much you can actually bid. Another thing that's really important here and how you optimize in the ad account, especially on Meta, but also on Google, is making sure you have a setup that's optimized for incremental conversions. What that means is you want to optimize to get conversions with this promotional campaign that would not have happened unless these people that converted saw the ad. So we want to make sure we have a most efficient ad spend possible. So on Meta, not to get too technical here, but you would set the attribution setting to 1-day click in most instances, especially if you're only running a 7-day Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. The reason is you want the campaign to optimize for people that take action and actually click on the ad. Obviously, you want to have a lot of data to use this attribution setting, but let's say you have more than 50 conversions, which you probably will during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This will, over time, during this promotional period, optimize for people that take action on the actual offer, and not just the people that view the ad and then go in and convert through maybe organically or any other source. So yeah, that's how you would set it up. I'm not going to get too technical in this video, but again, I'm going to refer back to the worksheet where we have more detailed and technical advice on how to set everything up. Now I'm going to let Denis talk a little bit about how you can set up your Google Ads campaigns and account to get as many incremental conversions as possible.
Yeah, so for some companies, it's more interesting than for others to still be visible in your branded search terms, even though that you don't want to waste budget on people who are searching for your brand anyway. For example, whenever you buy an expensive product, for example, like furniture, you don't come back to the same web shop for the years in between after their second potential purchase. And also because their first purchase has been such a long time ago, there's not a lot of loyalty. So even though they might be in first party data that you upload to Google, you still want to be visible on those for those clients. On the other hand, if you have a product that people keep on buying and there's a higher loyalty, it's more forgivable to not be visible in your branded search terms. Still, I would say for 80% of the brands, I would still be visible on your branded on your own brand search terms, because during the Q4 season, and especially during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, there are a lot of sharks who will increase the visibility on your branded search terms and will take away revenue. Very often, when you're visible in your own branded search terms, you will only pay like a few cents per click that allow you to assure that you're still visible for those people, and you minimize the risk that people are distracted by the ads of competitors or organic search results. In 80% of the cases, it's still smart to be visible in your branded search terms. If you want to focus more on new customers, then it will be smart to really make sure that you of your audience and your first party data. And if you set it up correctly, your Google Ads tag, and you upload your customer data, or you use tooling like Profitably, then you actually see the percentages of which Google can determine whether it's a returning visitor or a new visitor or unknown. And the higher the percentage of traffic that can be categorized as returning or new, which also means that the lower the percentage of the unknown category, the more useful new features like new customer acquisition within Google Ads can be used. For example, when I took over a client recently, the percentage of unknown traffic, so traffic of which Google wasn't able to categorize them into either new or existing customers. For that client, it wasn't possible to leverage the new features, the new customer acquisition feature. So after we set up the tracking correctly, and we used also used profit metrics, you saw that percentage of unknown traffic decrease, and the percentage of traffic of which Google was able to distinguish new and returning visitors increased. That's when we were able to leverage the new customer acquisition features. If you can use those features, you can tell Google, hey, whenever you know for sure that a person who's visiting your website is actually a new customer or a potential new customer, bid up by 40%, for example. That allows you to optimize more for new customers rather than targeting the existing customers again. So one thing to add to that is, I don't know if you have something similar in Meta, but within Google, you can actually prepare your bid strategies for the days in which you know that the conversion rate will be significantly higher. Before even getting started in Q4, you can already tell the algorithm, it's called a bid strategy adjustment. You can tell the algorithm like, hey, in these few days or around this season, the conversion rate will be twice as high as normal. So that will tell Google like, hey, you can actually increase your bids because we expected higher conversion rate. That will help you to increase your visibility, and your bid strategy will limit you less. So that's a very good optimization to maximize your visibility when it's peaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for very time limited promotional periods where the optimization doesn't have time to learn by itself. So we have gathered some different ads and creatives from last year's Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. These are brands that are doing really well when it comes to performance marketing. So we're now going to have a look at this ad right here, and we're going to break it down for you and react to it together with Denis.
Full price, up to 60% off store right now. Hurry, we didn't cheap out. All our best sellers are now on sale. I'm talking up to 60% off. B34, gloss sticks, strips, flavored toothpaste and more. Give me our biggest savings ever.
This dude is so extra. Shit.
I mean, he's getting A for effort, that's for sure. But yeah, as we can see, this is a type of ad that a lot of businesses would never run because they have a certain brand perception they want to maintain. But that being said, it's a lot of tactics when it comes to performance marketing that they've applied, but yeah, to an extreme level. So I'll go ahead first, and then Denis, I want to hear your take on it as well. What I really like is, first and foremost, the way they're angling and framing their offer. They're saying up to 60% off store-wide. Store-wide or site-wide sales are the most popular sale to run during Q4. Reason is, it's very effective, it's proven to be effective, and again, you shouldn't take any chances with your offer during Q4. You should definitely run with something that has a proven concept. They're also saying up to 60% off. That doesn't necessarily mean all of the SKUs and the categories are 60% off, but they still get to use that 60% off in the ad copy and in the creative, which is making it very effective. They have an amazing hook, and I've also seen the first 1 to 3 seconds of the video being tested in different formats. But yeah, it's amazing, like A for effort again, and a really creative way of putting this together. Denis, let me know your thoughts on this ad.
Yeah, so first of all, this is obviously, it feels as user-generated content, which, yeah, of course, the quality of the video is lower, but I think it resonates more with people because you're actually watching real people rather than a polished video. And a very huge benefit, and it's especially interesting during the peak season, is that if you create videos like this, you can create a lot of videos because there's minimal editing to this, or like, yeah, basic editing. So you got way more creatives to test in the weeks prior in the prospecting phase before the peak season. So that's a big benefit of this advertising type in general. Looking at the video, I think that dude is really extreme and super distracting. So you know that there's a 60% discount, but discount on which products? Yeah, of course you see them, but they don't stick because that dude is drawing all the attention. So that's really something that I wouldn't really I wouldn't really advise for many brands.
Yeah, this is definitely something that, yeah, this kind of brand, I guess it works well for them. I'm sure they've tested a lot of similar UGC content in their evergreen campaigns that they run up prior to Q4. Another thing that I really like about this that I forgot to mention is this. You see, if we can actually see the script of what he's saying in the video here, but in the end, he's saying this is the biggest savings ever, right? So they're really angling and really making sure that the offer is coming off as really a once-in-a-year opportunity here. So the Oodie, really known Australian brand. These guys are great at performance marketing. And this ad is great. This is a static ad. As you can see, they're using the buy one, get one free, which is a proven offer to work really well, especially for this kind of product. They're selling a comfy kind of cozy blanket that you can actually wear. As you can see, they're really focusing on the offer and keeping the sale framing in the actual creative. And you can also see they're saying Black Friday in the creative, which is extremely important. You want to make sure that if you're running a Black Friday sale, you want to say Black Friday in the ad. When people see Black Friday or Cyber Monday, they immediately think this is a great deal because they're so used to taking action on those deals. One thing that would improve with this creative actually is that they're saying this is the biggest sale of the year. This is an extremely effective way of angling your offer. If it actually is your biggest sale of the year, you should make sure everybody knows that because it's so effective. So in this case, I would actually use this in the creative as well, and maybe in the top of the ad copy.
Definitely.
But other than that, yeah. So
it should be the hook. What works very well because this format kind of looks like an Instagram, like a LinkedIn post. So in LinkedIn, the best practice to capture attention and to hold it is to first start with a big hook, and this the selected text is perfect for as the hook. But then you should apply a rehook as well to provoke an idea. So, for example, biggest sale of the year followed by the rehook, which saying something like that only lasts this many days or only lasts few hours. For example, I don't know the promotion, but that will inspire people to read on and to really dig into the content of this promotion.
Yeah, making sure your creative and your ads are really having the urgency there, right? Telling people when the offer is going to end, that is going to just imply more urgency to the offer and making people take action. So I would definitely include that in the creative and in the ad copy as well. And if you have limited stock or you just have a certain amount of units and you think you're going to sell out, like it's likely you're going to sell out, you should let your customers or your potential customers know that, because that's extremely effective of creating that feeling of scarcity as well as urgency, which will make more people take action on your offer. Here's another ad from True Classic. They're really known for doing great work on the performance marketing side of things. As you can see, it's a very simple ad, but they have some really important elements added into it. Again, they're using the framing up to 70% off, which again doesn't necessarily mean they need to put that high of a discount on all products and SKUs. They might have something that has a lower discount, so they're not eating up the margin of all their SKUs, and they can put the 70% off on products with higher margins. Again, they're really making sure that they let you know this is the Black Friday sale. And they're also implying that there is scarcity here while supplies last, which is really important in making the ad effective. But other than that, the static ad is fairly simple, showing off the products. So yeah, great ad. Denis, any thoughts on this one?
No, as you say, a very clean ad. What is also really important is, and this can really increase your conversion rate, is stating why there's a discount. And of course, during Black Friday, this is more like a general tip, because of course, during Black Friday, everybody knows it's a Black Friday sale, but it's so important to put it up there, put it on display, show why there's a discount throughout the entire year with any discount. Because if there's no reason to a discount, people will some sort of realize that you're just asking more than you should.
And another thing to take note of here, which is it's kind of obvious, but as you can see, this True Classic, in their evergreen campaigns, they are focusing more on the actual USPs of the t-shirts. A t-shirt is a very normal product. Their whole business is built on the back of performance marketing and angling something that's very common and normal into something that's a little bit special by the way they're marketing it. But in these promotional ads, they're only focusing on the sale, right? So this is targeted towards middle of funnel and bottom of funnel audiences, which is also really an important thing to take note of. You need to have done prospecting prior in order for something like this to be effective. And they know that they have a big middle funnel and bottom of funnel audience that will take action on this offer because they understand the benefits of the product. As you can see, this is an example of combining Black Friday with some of the marketing that they do outside of Q4, which is more focusing on the difference between a normal t-shirt and how they're different, their unique selling proposition. So interesting stuff there.
Yeah, and especially during the Q4 season where so many brands and with similar products are advertising, you want to show why you are different compared to your competitors.
All right, we're also going to let Denis touch a little bit on how you can handle your competition on Google. Q4 is a very competitive period, and making sure you're set up and ready to take on your competitors is extremely important. So Denis, take it away.
Yeah, so of course, your competitors will be active in this peak season. It's peak season for everyone. But sometimes it can get really nasty, and especially within Google Ads, because within the search results where people are actively searching, the demand has already been generated. Now it's a matter of finding a company that will satisfy your needs. It can get nasty because your competitors know that you're offering similar services or products, and they won't back down from being visible on your brand name in the search results. And that can be a very costly thing, and you can actually lose revenue because of that. So of course it's smart to have some sort of a strategy to also be visible on their name and to be visible on their audience. And it can be done in multiple ways. As mentioned, you can be visible on their brand name in the search results. And if you want to discover within Google Ads which competitors are visible on your name, you can go into this custom report. It's hidden within Google Ads. It goes beyond the standard auction report, because this is a report that will actually show you how much they overlap and how it has changed over time. So on the slide you see, for example, the competitors of the business that I used in the previous example as well, and you see the overlap percentage. And that means that how often they show up in your auctions, really like in your branded auctions. So the list of these companies are actually like examples of people who actively added your brand name in their keywords of their campaigns. So these are the ones who are looking to pick a fight, and with this strategy we'll give them one. So personally, I'm not really a fan of being visible on your branded, on your competitors' brands in the search results, because it's very obvious that whenever people are typing in their brand name and you show up, also your competitor will know that you picked a fight with them. So another way to do that more cost efficiently and also less obvious is what you see on the next slide, because you can actually seize that traffic without them knowing. And it works this way. It works in a 3-layered strategy. First, you build a custom intent audience. This is an audience that you don't have in Meta, I believe, but it's one of the biggest advantages of advertising in Google, because Google has a search engine. These custom intent audiences allow you to basically some sort of, not really, but a sort of remarket your competitors' traffic. Because you can tell Google, okay, I want this audience to be based on the traffic that has recently visited the website of the competitor. So yeah, in a way, some sort of remarketing your competitors' traffic. What you want to show them is creatives like banners and videos, and to show them why you are better than the competitor. That could be like having a better offer, a better price, or a better product. If you can really show why you are better, show them in the creatives that you're sharing with them, you can draw the attention and make some sort of a mind shift and reconsider where they're going to spend their money on, especially in Q4. The next step and the last step of this strategy is to build a custom-made landing page that is optimized for further persuasion. One of the things that work really well is a comparison table. And of course, you should pick the elements in that comparison table where you stand out. So for example, if that could be on pricing, on features, for example, in SaaS, on the quality or customer service excellence. And if you combine that, if you top that off with an offer like 14-day trial, free money back guarantee if you're not satisfied with your purchase, then you can really steal your competitors' clients and revenue. If you have a competitive advantage, highlight them in your creatives, which means your images, your videos, highlight it in the ad copy and also in your call to action. Combine it with a good offer, like a trial period, testers, for example, to try out the product, or like a money back guarantee. That will definitely help you to steal clients from your competitors. And this is a way better way than simply being visible on their brand name, because that is super obvious. They will start advertising your brand name as well. And then the only winner out of this situation would be Google, because you're bidding against each other. This is really something that works really well, and I use it for all my clients throughout the entire year.
Yeah, this is awesome. You can basically let your competitors do the nurturing, and then you just come in and tell why you're better, and you go ahead and steal those customers.
Man, that is so true and well phrased.
And extremely relevant when you have a good offer, right? Because that's even a more incentive to choose you. Let's say you're a little bit better than competitors, and now you have a better offer as well. Yeah, then you can go ahead and steal all that. All right, guys, we're going to sum it up, but there was a lot more me and Denis consider talking about in this video, but we added all of that into the worksheet, so you can actually just go through that step by step, tick things off, and we also have ideas for tactics you can use. And again, we have inspiration for ads. So make sure you go and click the link in the description to get that. That being said, in this video, we've covered the most ideal offer to run with, which is a combination of perceived value, lifetime profit, and scalability. We have gone through and talked about how to set up your ad account properly, that in a way that aligns with your actual business objectives for Q4, which is extremely important. And we have more tactics on that in that worksheet as well. We have talked about creatives to use and given you some inspiration and some guidance on how to set that up. In the end, we talked about competition, how to handle it, and how you can actually outcompete and steal customers from your competitors, which is, yeah, definitely really cool. Thank you so much, Denis, and thank you for watching the video, the viewer. Again, we're going to refer to our worksheet. We really think it's going to be a valuable resource, so make sure you go get that. Link is in the description. And please remember to go and follow Denis on LinkedIn as well, so we can get him on more videos like this in the future. Again, he has a lot of valuable Google Ads advice, 13,000 followers now, I think. So yeah, please give him a follow, like the video, subscribe if you want more. And if you have any questions to anything in this video, both me and Denis can answer the comments in the description below. So make sure if there's anything, drop a comment below and we'll see if we can help you out. So thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you, Denis.
Cheers. See you later.